So, Jack Wilshere gets his first win as Luton Town manager with a 1-0 away win against Northampton. In today's video, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the 3 points. And I am really happy. Not just because we've won a game of football, but for the first time in a very long time, I see togetherness, I see good body language, and I see the players showing a bit of fight. And it finally looks like things are turning around. And it is still early. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But a win like we witnessed today could kickstart something really good for us. And long may it continue. We've got a fantastic opportunity now. We've got 2 cup games. If you win those cup games... Now, I know people might not take the cup seriously and the league is, far more important. I get that. But if you win the next 2 games in the cup, in 2 different cup competitions, you go into the next league game on the back of 3 wins in all competitions, and the atmosphere in the dressing room, the positivity amongst the players, it just gets better. And that's exactly what a new manager wants. He wants players fighting for positions. He wants players being positive, showing some confidence. The only way we're going to get this confidence from some of these players is by winning games, doing the simple things correct, and gradually it get better. But the togetherness is so important, and we got to see that today against Northampton. We saw the huddle at the very end showing that togetherness. We saw the reaction when Hakeem Adofin, that ball off the line, got Cal Naismith out of trouble there. Fantastic goal line clearance there. But the reaction from when he did that, the players hugging him, they celebrated like it was 3 points. That's how important it is. And we need that togetherness. Every time Luton as a football club, we've been successful. We've had togetherness. So it's so important. We can't undervalue that. We need to celebrate it, and we need to encourage it even more when we do see it. So I'm absolutely delighted that I got to see that at the end. Even Chris Powell, he's the number 2. He was giving it to the crowd, fist pumping the away end. That's great to see. I want to see the other coaching staff getting him more involved. It shouldn't always be attention on Jack Wilshere. It needs to be attention on all of them, because as a collective, they all make decisions and they figure out training, tactical plans. So it's good to see that the number 2, Chris Powell, getting involved as well. But in terms of the actual performance, I did think it was miles better than what we saw at Mansfield, especially the second half. In the first half, we could have made life a little bit more better for ourselves by Nahki Wells taking that opportunity. In fact, he had a few, didn't he, Nahki Wells? And it's really frustrating because someone of his level, the career he's had as a professional footballer, you want him to start taking these chances. And it's him that's getting these chances. It isn't the others, it's more him. But he had quite a few today. He should have scored, in my opinion, in the first half. But look, first half, it was better. We looked like we could, move the ball about quite well, control it. I didn't like the booing in the first half. There were booing in the first half, and I don't like that. I think Teden Mengi, he passed the ball back and fans were booing. He's looking after the ball. He's not losing it. He's not lumping it forward to no one. I don't agree with that. That shouldn't be happening. That's my thoughts. And I know people are entitled to do what they want, but booing when we're looking after the ball isn't the right option. And I'd rather he be safe than sorry, if I'm being honest with you. So I didn't agree with that at all. And I thought that was going to be the start of something bad happening. But luckily, the players didn't allow that to impact them. The second half was a completely different performance for me personally. I thought we could have scored easily 2, 3, 4 goals. Jerry Yates could have scored after 30 seconds on being on the pitch. I don't know why he's gone round tried to go around the keeper. He should have just dinked it. The angle definitely wasn't on. So that was a good impact from him. He could have had a goal too. Gids, great attempt, hitting the bar. That's what I want to see my wingers do. When we've got wide players out with a lot of space, I want them driving at the fullback. I want them having a go. If the space is there, exploit the space, and if they allow you time to shoot, have a go. What's going to happen? Okay, if you don't score, at least you've had an attempt. So it was a good effort from him, and then it bounced, and Nahki Wells was there, not offside, surprisingly, but unfortunately wasn't able to tap it home. I thought Clark's attempt, really good attempt. I think it was cleared off the line. It looked like it was going in from my angle. I thought Richards today, who started, was just something different, a bright spark. I didn't think he could play out on the wing. we now know something new about Richards today. And I thought he done really well, definitely in spells in the game. The one thing, if I'm going to be extra critical, and you guys know me, I can be extra critical, what frustrated me today was when he went down far too easily in the penalty box. What are you doing? Do not do that. You don't need to do that, especially when he had time and space to get a shot away. I don't want him trying to get a cheap penalty. Nah. Be stronger, get your shot away, because you could have scored. And that's what was the frustrating thing. And then I think because he tried to go down for a cheap penalty, Northampton cleared the ball away, and they ended up nearly scoring on the counter-attack, which was a little bit frustrating. So, yeah, if you get the space, shoot. I know he's young, I know he's learning, but I thought overall his performance was really good today. Moving the ball about nicely. His dribbling ability is really good. He's a very intelligent footballer, but that little thing of just going down far too easily in the box, don't do it. That needs to leave your game. Focus on getting a shot away, because you've got the capabilities, you've got the technical ability, you've got the quality. Get the shot away. Who knows what could happen? It can ricochet, it could go in, anything can happen when you have a shot at goal, and especially if it goes on target. So I want to see more positive stuff. But today in the second half, I was more happy with the second half performance. There were definitely a few moments where I thought we're making life a little bit more difficult for ourselves. You know, the free kick just on the edge of the box, good save by Keeley. There was 1 or 2 moments where I think Northampton had a free man in the box. So, of course, it's not going to be the finished article. This isn't the best what Jack Wilshere can produce with these group of players. It is going to get better. But the fact that we've seen this within 2 weeks is definitely a positive. The fact that it hasn't taken 8 games to win his first league game is definitely a positive. And I think the previous managers which we've had, so Nathan Jones, I think he won his second game in charge of Luton. Rob Edwards, he won his second game in charge of Luton. Hopefully, this is going to be a theme that, you know, when you win your second game, you end up being somewhat successful being the Luton Town manager. But overall, I thought the second half was really good, and we could have easily have won 2, 3 or 4. But Hakeem Adofin definitely deserves praise from that goal line clearance. In fact, I forgot to mention Izzy Jones as well. Great to see him come back, and what an impact he also made being on the pitch, setting up the goal for Fanne. Great move, by the way. When we did move the ball with a bit of urgency, with a bit of pace, we looked miles the better team. And that's the level we need to get to. Of course, it's not going to be 100 miles an hour tempo. I get that. I do understand that. But we need to see that a bit more. And hopefully in the next coming weeks, the next coming games, we'll start to see it. But we've got a fantastic opportunity now. 2 cup games where, you know, on paper, we can win easily. And that would give us so much confidence going into the next league game, which I believe is against Stockport. A tough game away from home. So it's a fantastic opportunity now. You know, with key players returning back, getting, you know, match sharpness as well. I can imagine Izzy Jones and Hakeem Adofin, they're going to play in the cup games. You've got Al Hamidi also on his way back. We probably need a striker that can take a few chances. That would be nice. But overall, I thought, you know, we deserved the 3 points. Yes, there were 1 or 2 moments where, typical Luton, we could have easily have dropped points, but we didn't. We got the win, and long may it continue. More positivity. And yeah, we go into the game on Tuesday night with the same type of mentality. We need to win if we want to progress in the EFL trophy and get out the group stages and get to the next round. That's an opportunity to get to Wembley. We don't know what can happen in the league, but, you know, a trip to Wembley, I don't think I would turn that down. So yeah, look, really good stuff today, and I want to see more of it. And hopefully more goals. That's the most important thing, because we do want to see more goals. But yeah, good goal. All round the move with Saville picking out Izzy Jones, and then Izzy firing a ball across the 6-yard box to Fanne. He gets his first goal. We like to score goals in a green shirt, don't we? We're planting so many trees, you know. I hope they've got enough space for these trees. But anyway, thank you for watching. My Jack Wilshere interview, if you didn't know, is coming out tomorrow. I got the opportunity to interview Jack Wilshere, Gary Sweet, and the rest of the coaching staff. But my Jack Wilshere interview will be coming out tomorrow, Sunday, 10 a.m. UK time. So make sure you go and check that out. In fact, I'm uploading 2 videos tomorrow. I'm treating you guys. That's how much I'm in a good mood now. So yeah, happy days, 3 points. I'm off to get a doner kebab to make my evening even better. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching. Up the Hatters.